the TET is being conducted. So by a common advertisement and a common form, it is being done. This TET is being conducted only for those candidates who do not have the TET, but they have the eligibility criteria to participate in the recruitment process. If we allow the non-B.Eds to participate in the TET, as the NCT guideline is there, very correct, had it been an open TET that I am holding a TET for in general, then these candidates could have applied. There was no difficulty in that. But if here they apply...
Why it is not open TET?
No, it is not.
It is closed TET,
confined TET. No, only this is only being conducted to accommodate the candidates who are eligible to participate in the recruitment process. Those who already have TET, there is no difficulty. Those who do not have TET, but they are eligible, they have the B.Ed qualification, they have all the other eligibility criteria. For them, only we are conducting the TET. So
one thing is that there are certain candidates who are TET qualified. For them, this participation in TET is not required.
Yes.
Those who are not TET qualified, for them participation in TET is required. Yeah. For further participation in the recruitment process.
Yes.
Now, if TET is being conducted in 2025 for appointment of special education teacher.
Yes.
In that event, why ignoring the NCT guideline? It will be confined to those candidates.
Yes, because
who have already acquired training qualification.
They have not. That is why they are excluded.
Why it will be confined to the candidates who have already
because they are actually applying for the recruitment process.
The difference between the TET as contemplated in the guidelines of the NCT and the TET which you are going to conduct.
This TET examination is being held to enable those candidates who do not have the TET to participate in the recruitment process.
That is an open TET.
Yes. Now, if I make an open TET, then those who are not eligible to participate in this recruitment process, they will also participate. Even if that is allowed,
yes,
then they will be rejected from the recruitment process because they do not have the B.Ed.
That you will take steps, but allow them to
that would unnecessarily enlarge.
They do not have the B.Ed qualification, pursuing candidate, but prior to holding this second phase of selection process after TET, or after TET, prior to conducting selection process, if they do not acquire qualification, they will not be permitted. I will clarify it in my order.
So as on date, they are not eligible. The form fill-up last date is today. As on today, they do not have that.
This form fill-up is relating to participation in TET, and also for the candidates who are TET qualified to participate in the recruitment process.
Yes.
So therefore, those who are not TET qualified candidate, permit them being a pursuing candidate.
No, it is the common form. It is a common form. So if they fill up the form, if they fill...
They made the mistake. Why? I want to take the... This is not made by the state government. And it is a mandatory mandate of the HCT, being an academic authority. Every year, the state ought to conduct a...
That is a different issue. That is a different issue. After 10 years today...
Yes. Question is this, that this notification has got two parts. One is those who are not TET qualified to participate in TET. Those who are TET qualified to participate in the recruitment process. Now, you are saying that this is not an open TET because only those candidates who are going to participate in the selection process, if they are not TET qualified, they will be granted opportunity to participate in TET. But considering the fact that at the time of submitting application, if they do not have the qualification, requisite qualification to participate in the recruitment process, they will not be permitted to participate in TET. This is your contention.
May I just...
But that is contrary to the guidelines of NCT, which has been placed by the...
May I just clarify? We are not doing anything contrary to the guidelines. Because why I say, the form which they have filled up, the last date which is expiring today, that is for the purpose of recruitment. And within that,
So for TET,
and also for TET,
let us come back to this notification.
yes, kindly see.
There is the notification. Is it?
Kindly see page 100.
And in the text, 11.3, rule 11, specifically mentioned.
No, that notification which I have considered in the first batch of matters.
Page number 90.
Yes, page
90. Second paragraph.
This notification is being issued for conducting TET 2025 and first state level selection test.
Yes,
If
so it is a combined.
If they are not qualified to participate in first state level selection test SLST 2025, they will not participate. I will clarify in my order that before conducting this state level selection test SLST 2025, if the candidates are found not qualified, they will not be permitted to participate in that.
That is not the rule. The rule is,
No, just a minute. Come to page 118.
my lord, may I submit? My lord, okay. Very well. Let us come to 118.
There is the NCT notification dated 4th August 2022.
Yes.
It says that as per the dictionary meaning of the word pursuing means undergoing and or proceeding further. Therefore, a candidate who has been admitted in any of the teachers training TTC means teachers training course, right? And undergoing the teachers training course can be said to be a pursuing such teacher training course and shall be eligible to appear in TET examination irrespective of the fact that whether by the last date specified by for filling up the online form for TET examination, he has in fact appeared in the examination of the concerned teacher training course and the result is awaited. Pursuing the requisite teachers training course is sufficient to make such a candidate eligible to appear in TET examination. Therefore, on a fair reading of clause 5.2 of the NCT guidelines, a person who has been admitted in teachers training course and is pursuing, she can appear in TET examination. It has been made abundantly clear.
I am not disputing this. I am admitting to this. But what is our advertisement? Kindly see page 100. Why I am saying that it is restricted to a certain number of candidates. Kindly come to page 100. I am reading from the very beginning.
Just a minute.
That matter also is combined notifications for conducted. Not only that, rules also says as far as Rule 2020.
Yes, what you are submitting?
Yes, kindly see the notification. The notification is a combined notification. The notification is a combined notification. At the heading, it is Teacher Eligibility Test 2025 and the first SLST 2025 for recruitment of special education teachers in government etc. schools. So this is a recruitment process. Now, I will permit only those candidates to participate in the TET examination if they fulfill the eligibility criteria to participate in the recruitment process. Now, if they do not fulfill, I will unnecessarily be taking their TET examination. I will unnecessarily be taking their TET examination, but I will not be recruiting them because they are not.
Whether by combined notification for holding TET and for holding state level selection test SLST 2025, whether the guidelines of NCT relating to participation in TET can be tinkered with. Can be tinkered with.
It is my submission.
It is accepted that you have issued a combined notification. By issuing combined notification, can the NCT guidelines can be ignored? Answer.
This state is being taken only for the purpose of the recruitment which is being done pursuant to the direction of the Honorable Supreme Court. We are not tinkering with their notification. When we are directed to conduct a TET,
very well, confine them their participation till participation up to the TET. If they by that time they cannot acquire qualification, don't allow them to participate.
It's not a question of acquiring. As on date, they do not have the qualification.
But if they are pursuing, then how this
No,
court can-
pursuing will not help them in the recruitment.
Yes, absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. But in holding TET, how court can ignore 11th February 2011 notification?
Then
And the subsequent clarification offered by the NCT, which is dated 4th of August 2020.
then, my lord, if the court directs that we should conduct the TET, then kindly make it clear, this is my submission, that they will not be permitted to participate in the recruitment process.
Yes, that is what I-
Because as on date, they are not eligible.
Yes, yes.
But they can get subject to what?
No, this is a combined notification, Mr. Bandyopadhyay, dated 9 September 2025, which has two parts. One is for conducting TET, another for conducting recruitment. No, today is the last date for submitting application. I will keep this matter pending. I will hear you, but allow them to apply. I will hear you.
And in Madrasa Service Commission, combined that notification. Not only that, the rule says as per the guidelines is not legally enforced. I don't know, like, I know.
Mr. Bandyopadhyay, it is relatable to entry 66 list 2.
Guideline, not the guideline.
Under the 7th schedule of the Constitution, it is binding.
Binding, not the guideline. Act, not the guideline.
Even guidelines are binding.
That is guideline, not the guideline. Yes, on the guideline is binding. God, only English speak. The problem is this. I said I know little.
NCT guidelines, MCI guidelines, these are binding upon the state.
The law is under Article 141 binding. If there is anything, continue the constitutional based judgment, that will not prevail. That will not prevail.
By issuing recruitment notification, if it is a combined notification of holding TET and holding recruitment rules, you cannot tinker with the NCT notification. Article 354. Relatable to 7th schedule of the Constitution, entry 66 of list 1 of 7th schedule, 254. How it is? This is binding upon the state authority.
Partially, whether that without this way, what is right? Let them file the application. And we have to argue this much. That is the act. That is the act is fine. Now, if the state rules and state act is there, but that will prevail over any guideline. Yes, ma'am. That will prevail over.
Dr. Preeti Srivastava? Dr. Preeti
There are
Srivastava?
number of judgments also, not this Srivastava, other judgment. State rule says, wow,
Please take your seat.
what is this?
Take your seat.
You sit down. And we have learned it that when court is with you, don't speak.
Yes.
Similar basic. If you read this 254,
254.
what rights? Concurrent, can you speak? If a guideline is an under act, then it is a different thing. Guideline under the provisions of any sections, that's a different thing. Because even by delegated legislation or subordinate legislation is a part of the statute. But if it is a purely simple guideline, that cannot prevail over the state rules and state. To pass the order, I don't mind, but to accommodate them to examine. But this issue has to be examined very.
I will hear you.
This issue has to be examined. I do not want that the one should be deprived of.
Now, in your
I have to go.
No, Mr. Bandyopadhyay, what I am asking that in your act, whether it is provided that there would be a combined notification and
I have to check.
it is a simple notification which, as it appears prima facie, subject to hearing you, as it has been pointed out by the learned advocate representing the petitioners, that this is mere notification at page 90. Come to page 90.
Page 90, yes.
It's not it is not backed by any statutory provision.
But
so there is a rule. There is a rule.
There is a rule, but it does not say that the date and the selection is conducted
in compliance with the solemn direction passed by the Honorable Supreme Court of India on 7 March in Rajnath Pandey's transfer. The West Bengal Schools Corporation has been directed to initiate recruitment process to the post of special education teachers with government aided sponsored high class. These special education teachers shall cater to the needs of students enrolled in class from upper primary to higher secondary. This notification is being issued for conducting the TET 2025 and first state level selection test 2025 for selection to the post of special education teacher for upper primary, secondary and higher secondary levels in government aided sponsored in West Bengal against the aforesaid vacancies directed to fill up by initiative recruitment and further vacancy has been received from the West Bengal Board of Education. The recruitment process is governed by the West Bengal School Service Commission recruitment of persons for appointment to the post of
special education
teachers for 2024. Whatever the rules are there.
In a rule, perhaps that issue is silent. You go through it.
Now that this is in terms of the rules, any of the provision, Lordship knows that rule or delegated legislation is a part of a statute. In a case of a part of a statute, in a central guideline, if it is not issued in exercise of the power of the NCT Act, that guideline cannot prevail. That guideline, I don't have a can you give me? Sorry, I am very sorry. Yes,
No.
You see, 254. See, inconsistency between laws made by Parliament and laws made by the legislation of the state. If any provision of a law made by the legislature of a state is repugnant to any provision of a law made by Parliament, which Parliament is competent to enact or to any provision of an existing law with respect to one of the matters enumerated in the contract, then subject to the provisions of the law made by the Parliament, whether passed before or after the law made by the legislature of some state. Therefore, when there is a conflict of two laws, state assembly has passed a law and Parliament has passed.
Article 254 vis-a-vis entry 66 of list 1 of 7th schedule of the Constitution.
Correct.
Was considered in Dr. Preeti Srivastava's case, and it was decided by the larger bench of the Supreme Court that even if the guidelines is met, is applicable on the state authorities.
Applicable is one thing, which is superseded. Whether Article 254 has been
State Act, exactly same connotation was used. That a State Act and state rules cannot impinge upon the standard set up by the central authorities.
But to me, leave aside NCT. To me, these provisions, this cannot be done. Other judgments are there on different fields. But there, where the question has come, I will consider it. I will read it. Rather consider now, I will read it. I have to read
Go through it as a larger bench judgment of Dr.
Constitutional question. Very good constitutional question. Oh, all right, we will read it. And I am taking note of that P. Srivastava's case.
Preeti Srivastava.
Preeti Srivastava. Yes,
That's a state of MP.
Another case, but that is a particular issue that is skipped for you, I will remember. And that particularly says that NCT guideline is mandatory. That is it.
NCT guideline, NCT Act and the rules. That's a different thing. All right, we will see. For the timing, my lord is allowing, but this is the point needed to be
considered. Argued and to be considered. Yes. Today I am not passing any final order. Let this matter be kept pending for further consideration. But since considering the fact that today is the last day,
kindly just pass this order. Let him apply. Allow him to apply.